brought to you by Gitanjali Salon, Channi Himmat, Jammu. Follow Ruchika Makeovers on Facebook and Instagram for best bridal makeup in town.
Hello viewers, you're watching Jammu Links News. I'm Mannat Gupta and welcome to the daily updates of Midday News. Let's begin.
Jammu and Kashmir recorded its highest single-day spike in the COVID-19 death toll on Thursday as 17 patients succumbed in the last 24 hours, even as the Union Territory recorded 450 new coronavirus cases, taking the number of infected people to 19,869. While 83 new cases were from the Jammu region, 367 were from the Valley. There are now 7,662 active COVID-19 cases in the Union Territory, while 11,842 patients have recovered from the infection. Jammu and Kashmir will observe a holiday on account of Eid al-Adha on August 1st and August 2nd instead of the earlier proposed date of July 31st and August 1st, informed the General Administration Department of the Union Territory on Friday. As per the GAD, the earlier issued holiday on July 31st on account of Eid stands cancelled. With the highest single-day spike of 55,079 COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, India's coronavirus tally breached the 16 lakh mark on Friday, informed the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. With this latest spike, the total cases in the country stand at 16,38,871. Among these cases, 5,45,318 are active. A total of 10,57,806 patients have been cured or discharged or migrated. 779 deaths due to COVID-19 have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 35,747. The Army's 15th Corps Commander Lieutenant General B.S. Raju called on Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu on Thursday and discussed the prevailing security scenario in the Union Territory. General Officer Commanding of the Srinagar-based 15th Corps briefed the Lieutenant Governor on recent internal security developments and the prevailing security scenario. They also discussed about various important issues relating to the management of security in J&K. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said on Thursday that bamboo can be the main pillar of ecological, medicinal, paper and building sectors in India, and it can become one of the important components of the country's post-COVID-19 economy. Chairing a review meeting of the Ministry of Development of North-Eastern Region, Singh urged the Cane and Bamboo Technology Centre to explore setting up of vocational training and skill development centres for the bamboo sector for its full exploitation, branding, packaging and marketing in India and abroad. Bamboo can be the main pillar of ecological, medicinal, paper and building sectors in India, he said. India has achieved another milestone in its fight against COVID-19 by conducting over 6 lakh tests in the last 24 hours, informed the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on Friday. Stressing on its strategy to contain COVID-19 spread in the country, it said that it will continue to implement the strategy of comprehensive testing, tracking and treatment to effectively tackle the coronavirus pandemic in the country. A full court reference was held at Srinagar wing of the High Court to condole the demise of Justice Sanjay Kumar Gupta, sitting judge of the High Court, who passed away on 27th of July 2020 after a long illness. On this occasion, the Chief Justice Jammu and Kashmir High Court, Justice Geeta Mittal, in her condolence address stated that Justice Sanjay Kumar Gupta, throughout his career as a lawyer and later as a judge, remained a humble man who did not believe in showcasing either his knowledge or his success and achievements. The Jammu and Kashmir government has evacuated about 2,72,549 JK residents stranded in other parts of the country due to COVID lockdown via Lakhanpur and through special trains and buses till date, amid strict observance of all necessary guidelines and standard operating procedures. As per the official data received in this regard, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has received 99 special trains at Jammu and Udhampur railway stations from different states and UT so far, with about 83,114 passengers, while about 1,89,435 persons from other states and UTs, including 904 from abroad, have been evacuated by the government through Lakhanpur till date. Advisor to the Lieutenant Governor K.K. Sharma emphasized the need and significance of making the Jammu and Kashmir cements more vibrant and financially viable so that it could emerge as a huge contributor towards economy of Jammu and Kashmir besides creating job avenues for local youth. Advisor was speaking at the 103rd Board of Directors meeting of JK Cements Limited, which was held online. Advisor to Lieutenant Governor Basir Ahmed Khan chaired a meeting of Deputy Commissioners to review the arrangements to be carried out for the smooth celebration of Eid ul-Azha. Deputy Commissioners hailing from all the districts of the Jammu Division attended the meeting via video conferencing. At the outset, the advisor emphasized upon the officers to ensure that guidelines issued by the government regarding COVID-19 are strictly adhered to and there should be no violation of SOPs. He instructed that all the guidelines should be strictly adhered to. Principal Secretary Agriculture Department Naveen Chaudhary on Thursday convened a review meeting regarding finalization of new projects under NABARD for 2020-21 besides assessing progress on ongoing projects. Principal Secretary asked SCOST Jammu and SCOST Kashmir to organize agri-clinics and agri-business center programs for the final year students. It was decided in the meeting that NABARD shall work with Department of Agriculture Jammu and Kashmir for hydroponic fodder and related necessary material. Divisional Commissioner Jammu Sanjeev Verma chaired a meeting of officers to discuss the arrangements for the celebration of Independence Day 2020. It was informed in the meeting that the venue of the main function shall be Parade Ground Jammu, where the chief guest shall unfurl the national flag. The Divisional Commissioner asked Deputy Commissioner Jammu Sushma Chauhan and other senior functionaries of police and district administration to work in close coordination for the smooth conduct of Independence Day celebrations. He instructed them to ensure strict adherence to COVID-19 protocol during Independence Day celebrations. Director General of Police Dilbag Singh directed security forces to remain very alert for ensuing fourth night and put into use all resources so that the religious festivals as well as the Independence Day celebrations pass off peacefully. Chairing a high-level security meeting, the DGP said that there will be provocations by the anti-national and anti-social elements during this period, and as such, all the Nafari deployed on Nakas, on operations, on static guards and other deployments need to be briefed on regular basis. The high-level security review meeting was held here in which overall security scenario of the J&K, particularly security arrangements with regard to ensuing Eid and Independence Day was discussed. India on Thursday said the process for disengagement of troops in eastern Ladakh has not yet been completed, though some progress was made, an assertion that came 2 days after China claimed frontline troops of the two countries have completed this exercise at most locations along the border. China had also said that the situation on the ground was easing.